You're listening to the Comic Crusaders podcast. I am your host, Al Mega, CEO of Comic Crusaders and Undercover Capes. In this show, I'm sitting down with creators from all walks of life to talk about inspiration, process, the lessons they've learned, and a whole lot more. What up, man? This is your boy Al Mega. Welcome to a brand new Comic Crusaders podcast. Today, we're talking more indie comics goodness. What? We have this amazing person right here. He's a graphic designer. He is the founder of Lone Wolf Comics. He is the creator of Night Wolf. And right now, he has a kick-ass Kickstarter out called Snow Paw. Who am I speaking about? Future legend and superstar, Rob Moulds. Hey! What's going on, kiddo?
Good. How you doing? Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for coming on. Talk comic goodness, these independent comics, these kick-ass books you got. I was reading Snow Paw right before we started, so I haven't finished, but the story is definitely intriguing and has me hooked. I want to see what is going on. The art is beautiful. The coloring is amazing. Everything about this book is gorgeous so far. So definitely want to dig into the whys of this universe. But before we do that, Rob, I need to know your why and your origin story. Where do you hail from originally? Where you at now? And what was the start of your pop culture fandom?
So I'm originally from West Middlesex, Pennsylvania. I moved recently, a couple of years ago now, to Sharpsville, which is not too far from my hometown. It's actually it's probably the same valley. You could even consider that probably a suburb, if you will, together. So yeah, I first got into comic books because ironically enough, as a comic book writer, I am dyslexic and I have attention deficit disorder. And so for me, growing up, learning how to read was a little bit tough. So my mom, as a trick to get me to learn how to read and give me more incentive to read, had bought me some comic books with so it was the Untold Tales of Batman back in the early 80s.
Oh, cool.
And they had like a cassette tape that came with them. And I was able to listen to the actors talking while, I was trying to follow along with the word bubbles and the context. And then, so that kind of started my love for comics. And I was always into like, the characters during their cartoons, so I was aware of the characters whenever I was getting the comics. So if I did well in school, my mom would get me 3 comic books a week, which back then there was like 50 cents to $1. Yeah. So I would but for me that was amazing, So as long as I did good and I improved my grades, I would get 3 comics a week, and again, it helped me learn to read. The context and everything, helping associate with the words. So, fast forward a good, a couple of years, I like in 7th grade. I had a large collection, and comic books for then was like big for me. And
so how big of a collection you had by that grade?
By that grade, I probably at least had like 1,000 or 2, or close to.
Yeah. And did you have friends while you were collecting that were, that became a tribe, or were you a lone wolf?
I was a lone wolf. Again, I'm from a small town, and I was kind of a bit of an outcast when it came to reading comics and stuff.
Okay.
In fact, I remember a fun story about in elementary. I had brought some comics to school, and one of the school bullies took my comics and ripped the covers off of some of them.
Oh.
So that turned into a food fight. In
You turned into, what did you do? How did you react?
Oh man, I flipped the table and I threw everybody's tray I could on them. And I was fight back, kiddo. So man, like the tables were like.
Well, good on you for not taking that crap from the bully. That's awesome. So talk about then, when did you ever meet your tribe then at all?
Yeah.
Was that ever a point?
I think later in college, going to art school, I met a lot of kids like-minded, and being able to talk comics and stuff. But and then I guess mostly just online, like nowadays in the indie community, have really opened up, and I've been able to talk a lot more openly about it. And now I have no shame. I post it all over social media, whether you're an old friend, new friend, or whatever. I'm like, hey, this is what I love. This is what I do.
Take me as I am. You have my first.
Exactly.
I love it. So when did you start kind of then making up stories? Was that something you was always uh like to do as a
So
kid?
I started probably around seventh grade, like drawing my own characters, and I wanted to do like X-Men fan fiction. So I was really big into the
Cool.
X-Men and Wolverine, and I had been really disappointed for the longest time because this had been years after they took Wolverine's adamantium,
Oh, okay.
and they like this is before Apocalypse gave it back, right?
Yeah.
So so I'm like, this has been years. I'm like, okay, come on. I'm like, yeah, it was interesting for a while. Now put it back.
Please put the metal back for the
Right.
love of
So I,
God,
I
right?
wrote my own fan fiction of how that happened, and then I also injected
How
my
did
own.
it happen in wait, I'm curious now. How did it happen in your fan fiction?
So there was a character. Actually, matter of fact, one of my later on to be characters in Nightwolf was this like unstoppable, like I called him Troll at the time. But his name is Tartarus now, and he's a demon in the Nightwolf series. But he was a mutant in the
Yeah.
series named Troll, and for the X-Men thing, and he was this unstoppable force, like similar to the Hulk, but like even more so. But the only thing that could stop him was like adamantium. And
Okay.
so they the X-Men had to like go back to where he got put back at Department H in Canada.
Okay.
They had to go and put the adamantium back, and
So go he has to go read through the process
yeah, so
again.
yeah, it was either that or everything's gone. Like
Oh,
this guy
everything
was
goes to
just
shit.
tearing everything. Yeah. So
Oh,
yeah, it was
that's
one of those sacrificial moments that you had to put in there for the hero.
almost like that better.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So, but yeah,
good
that's
job, good
that's
job.
kind of how I did it. Um, but since I turned in these fan fictions and I created a team similar to like Gen X or the New Mutants, with my own characters, and I turned in these character designs, these scripts that I did to Marvel. Again, I'm 14 years old, right? And I never expected anything, but I got a very kind rejection letter.
Yeah.
Um, so one of the editors or somebody there wrote back, oh, we appreciate it, this and that. Our timelines are usually so far out that we can't work these in, but we want to encourage you to keep up the good work, and maybe someday you'll be working at Marvel, right? So it was a very encouraging rejection letter that just lit that fire under me, and then I said, you know what, I think about. So that was when I was 14. So when I was 16, I decided to take these characters and rework them into my own universe and my own stories outside of anything Marvel related. And that's how we started with Nightwolf and Snow Paw.
Okay.
They were two characters that kind of were related, but then like I changed them around into what the stories they are now. They grew up with me as I got older, and I just turned 40 a couple on Monday. A week,
No,
no,
hey,
yesterday. Sorry.
hey, congrats, bro.
Thank
Happy
you. Thank you.
belated. Many
So thank
more.
you. But yeah. So I mean, 5 years ago, I published the first issue of Nightwolf, and I've been running ever since.
Oh man. So all right. So what came first, Nightwolf or Lone Wolf?
Well, Lone Wolf Comics was kind of like it came after Nightwolf. So Lone
Okay.
Wolf Comics was in college. I'm developing. I tried a lot of my friends who were like mine, as we're talking about. There were illustrators and other kind of guys that I was like, hey, we should start our own company.
Yeah.
Trying to get like trying to get everybody together, but
Yeah,
everybody's
yeah,
like, no, I'm gonna, I'm trying to get with the big companies,
yeah.
which
Well,
makes
you
sense.
got to start somewhere though.
Right.
To.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what that was my thought. I was like, well, we could build up our portfolios,
Mm-hmm.
and then get picked up. Right. So that
Mm-hmm.
was kind of like where my head was at, it was a stepping stool. But no one else bit. So again, that's kind of like, all right, well, I'm in my, graphic design class. We're doing logos is like, and I'm Lone Wolf Comics was like, I was like, well, we can do our own logos, right? Well, I'll make my own. And that's where I ran with it.
Awesome, awesome. So, how was you? Excuse me. How did you go ahead and publish Nightwolf? Did you even know what to do when you got into that business?
Yeah, well, so as a graphic designer, I know the printing process, so that helped.
Okay.
And I was able to put the book together once I got it back from the artist. Um, Originally, I had planned to start it as a Kickstarter back in 2016, and I went for a $20,000 goal for issues 1 through 3. At the
Nice.
time, I only have five issues, and or I only had 5 pages of the first issue done, and I had the art, the cover art, the character designs, and so that's how I dressed up my page for Kickstarter. But going into this without any audience, I was a little naive,
Okay.
thinking that like Kickstarter would bring the people instead of vice versa, right? Because that's more like
Uh,
it's the venue. You got to invite the guests to the party, right?
yeah.
So
Uh, did you
I
get
did
that wrong?
manage. Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. So I did manage to raise $5,000.
Was that the goal?
No, it was $20,000 was the
Oof.
goal.
Oof.
So yeah,
Oof.
so
Oof.
if I would have gone $5,000 for the first issue, I would have been a lot farther ahead than I am now, right?
Wow,
So
20. Okay, so
yeah.
lesson learned there, right? Check mark. Don't do
Oh
that
yeah.
again.
Yeah, but yeah, exactly. Lesson learned. And so I decided to do a couple freelance graphic and web design jobs to finish the book and pay for the printing. And then I was like, okay, September 2017. I'm sitting here with a pile of books that I don't know what to do with.
Oh, wow.
So I decided, okay, well, the next Comic Con coming up in my local area was in December. And so I was like, all right, I'm going to get a table. I'm going to see how it goes. If I
First
have
time ever. First
first
time
time,
ever.
yeah. I mean, I've been going to that con for years. So,
Of
I've been
course,
doing
from guest to tabler is a way
exactly.
different
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah, so that's exactly what it was. I was like, all right, well, I know this is possible, so I'm going to go do that. And I put the books on my table. I printed a bunch of character designs and some posters from the cover art. I put it all, spread it all out nice. Like I said, as a graphic designer, I'm used to making up these like table for conventions and stuff for jobs that I've worked. So for me, it was like, okay, I'm using my real life experience to make myself look professional. So we put the book out, and so I took 100 copies with me, not knowing how much volume I needed. I was like, you know what? If I
Okay.
sell out of $100 or 100 books, then apparently I have something cool.
Yeah.
So I almost did. I sold 96 of those books. I sold a bunch of
Oof.
the prints that I brought with me, a bunch of posters, and people
Nice.
were like, "When's the next issue coming out?"
Oh,
And I was like,
nice.
"That's a good question."
All right, but I mean, with that type of support, I'm pretty sure you felt encouraged.
Oh yeah. Well, I called my wife before I left the con that Sunday and was like, "Hey, I'm almost out of books." And she's like, "Oh wow, okay. Well, maybe." She's like, "Well, let's dip into our savings, and we'll get the next book started." And
Oh,
so
so
we
now
did.
she started saying, "Hey, look at my man
Yeah,
kicking
right.
some
Yeah, yeah.
ass." Hey,
Well, she believed in me from the get because,
that's
like, when we first
beautiful.
started dating, like, I had the first 12 issues scripted already.
Oh,
And
wow.
so I had given her, and I know she was like a Walking Dead and True Blood fan, so I knew
Okay.
she had a little bit of like supernatural nerd in her. So, so I gave her my book in the script form to read, and she was like, "This is really good." She's like, "You really need to do this." So she helped me
Oh, nice.
and instead of sitting on the pot, she told me she basically told me to shit or get off the pot. Let's go.
Yeah, awesome. See,
Yeah.
that's what every good creator needs is a good person behind them like that, just to say, "You got this. Let's do
Right.
it."
Yeah, so
That's
I'm very
amazing.
thankful for my wife and her support. Though there is times where like if it's like a late streaming show or whatever, like if it's
Yeah.
past 11:30, almost midnight, she's like, "Okay, time, let's go, bedtime."
See, I haven't done that in the middle of the show now.
Yeah,
Hey, just pop in. Hey, we got to go to bed now. He said,
yeah,
"Yeah,
yeah.
miss." All
But
right. Uh-huh. Go
yeah,
ahead.
yeah. But I mean, that's where from there on the second issue we put out, and then that did the same thing. Just kept going cons, and
Nice.
I was like, well, we can't dip into savings for issue 3. So go back to Kickstarter, and from
Yeah.
there, it's just been a phenomenal success. And I can't, thank my
Beautiful.
wolf pack, my audience.
Hey. Oh, funny you say Wolfpack. Look what I'm wearing.
Oh yeah, nice.
All right. So let's start talking about this other Wolfpack you got going here in Snow Paw. So even before we get into that, hold up. We have a video, don't we? Because you have the new project out,
Yep, that's
right?
right.
You know
Hmm.
what? Let's do that. Let's show people how awesome this looks, right? Folks, you gotta excuse me. They changed the verbiage on this. There we go. Why would they do that? I want to get all fancy now over here.
Yeah,
Thinking about
they're
it.
always constantly changing technology, and it's not always for the better.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right now, it just lost me. Like, how dare you guys not give me this update? Check this out.
In 19th century Scotland, a fierce heroine with an adventurous spirit nearly gives in to the social expectations of her time. But a trite fairy tale ending is not meant to be as Cirilla MacKinlay discovers her werewolf lineage. Her eyes are opened for the first time to the existence of supernatural beings and creatures of fantasy. Hi, I'm Robert A. Multari, the creator and writer of Snow Paw, and the hit series Nightwolf, as well as the founder of Lone Wolf Comics. While writing the Snow Paw series, I wanted to tell a story about a strong female character who my daughter and other girls reading comic books can look up to as a great role model. In 2016, I launched a failed Kickstarter campaign for my first series, Nightwolf. I didn't let that failed launch stop me, so I decided to raise the money on my own, doing freelance web design jobs to pay the artists. After self-publishing Nightwolf issues 1 and 2, I came back to Kickstarter in October 2019. Since then, I've ran 6 successful, overfunded campaigns for Nightwolf issues 3 through 6, the Volume 1 trade paperback that collects the first 4 issues, and the first issue of Snow Paw. That's all thanks to my amazing backers that I refer to as my wolf pack. Now, I stand ready to publish Snow Paw issue 2. That's why I've come back to pay for the printing and the rewards that you will receive for backing this project. I'd like to personally thank you in advance for backing Snow Paw and joining the Wolfpack. I'm extremely grateful for where I am now as a self-publisher and continuing to serialize new comic books for you to enjoy. Again, thank you for taking this creative journey with me. I appreciate it so much. Aye, so what are you waiting for? Take this journey back with me to 19th century Scotland and join the Wolfpack today.
Your name. Awesome video. That was an awesome video. And do you really own that kilt?
I do, yeah. That's actually my on my mom's side. She's like 7 different nationalities, and she's part Scottish.
So one of them is.
Yeah, well, she's part Scottish, she's Irish and Scotch-Irish, and a bunch of other stuff. But my Scottish side is the Chisholms, and that clan, that's the Clan Tardan, which is that kilt. So that's our family Tardan, and I kind of did a lot of like investigation into that even before I started writing the Snow Paw series. And so it was kind of like funny as I was doing this investigation into like my Scottish heritage. I found out a lot of cool stuff about it. So I kind of injected that a little bit since we're in Scotland for the series. I put a little bit in that. And so, for me, I like my family and I like to go to medieval fairs around the area. And I always was like, man, these people are dressing up. It's crazy. It's like Halloween in the middle of the summer, right? So I was like, I'm going to get in on that.
Yay. Have you been a boot to Scotland?
I have not yet. No. I would love to get to there.
You got me talking like that because of the way you got, the book is written, man. I'm like, oh man, I sound like I'm from out there, son.
No, I was luckily enough though. I was able to visit. So I'm Italian on my dad's side, and I was able to visit Italy. So I did get to see my roots there. And my next chance, I'm gonna try and go over to Scotland. That'd be amazing.
As you should. So before we get any further into Snow Paw, obviously it's Lone Wolf. Then you have, the other wolf book. Now you got Snow Paw. What is this fascination with the lichen, if you will?
So I guess a lot of it, like I always sympathize with the werewolf and any kind of thing. Like even growing up, like when Scooby-Doo had like Scooby-Doo and the Reluctant Werewolf, or the Boo School, like all those, the Ghoul School, that's what it was. Or even like whatever, like horror movies, I really enjoyed Underworld. I thought that like the sequels would have like kind of gotten a little better. They kind of like went a little different direction.
Sideways.
Yeah. The Rise of the Lycans I did enjoy. For me, I always thought though that the werewolf always kind of got like the side deal. You know what I mean? There was never the main character. It was always like a plot piece or, a beast that they always had to slay. It was barely ever like the main, focus really, where it was like the villain. It was just a mindless thing. So I always wanted to, with my aesthetic, I always wanted to do more like a wolf looking with the man parts, Whereas, like,
Okay.
most of that out there, they look like, hairy dudes or something, or like, or like they're so like weird looking that they look more like rats, you know.
Yeah, true, true. Absolutely
Um,
right.
so I always felt that, like, okay, well, what if I came up with a character that was a werewolf? He could change at will, still keep his mental faculties, and but have like a temper like Wolverine.
Okay.
So
Ooh,
that's kind of like where Nightwolf kind of spawned from. Was like I wanted something like that,
okay.
and so for me, there was never really anything that was perfect that I wanted to read, or get into. And then, so as I was developing my story, like in high school, a friend of mine said, "Hey, that kind of sounds like Werewolf the Apocalypse," which was a kind of like a gaming system like D&D.
Okay.
And so I was like, "Oh wow, this is cool." So he showed me the gaming guide, and I was looking through the pages, and a lot of the artwork was like, "Oh my god, this is exactly how I envision what a werewolf should look like."
Nice. Nice.
So that kind of like helped me to like say there is actually something here. People like this stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Well, is there a comic book like this?" And he's like, "No, it's just a game." And I was like, "All right, well, here we go."
Oh man, so how wait, so did you become the cave master?
Well, I by the time I discovered it, I was a senior. He was, I think, in a junior, and so I was going off to college, and I never really got a good game going.
Ah,
Unfortunately, again, small town. There's not a lot of people who back then would play D&D or Werewolf the Apocalypse or stuff like that. So I only got to play one campaign, unfortunately.
yeah, oh really that sucks.
Yeah,
That
well,
sucks.
hopefully someday, whenever my kids are out of the house and the wife's doing stuff, I'll start maybe an
How
online game.
about play with your kids and and just torture them?
Well,
Have fun.
my oldest son Anthony, he would be interested in probably playing D&D with me.
Hey, there you go.
He's into the fantasy stuff. Like he likes the Lord of the Rings, and he was in the Harry Potter a little bit more when he was younger, but now more so the Lord of the Rings. Like, so he and I are like watching the Lord of the Rings series when my wife's not around because she keeps falling asleep. So
Hey, now she knows what knocks her out.
yeah, right, yeah.
Who needs NyQuil? Here you go. Let me put on some Lord of the
Yeah, exactly.
And it's so sad. Look at this, guys. Look at that issue number one. Look at this beautiful GIF of all the awesome covers. Look at that, dude. Wow, that is fire. Oof, oof. Jeez, that one. That is so rock and roll right there. Heavy
Oh
metal,
yeah,
son.
the Chris Williams one, yeah.
Yo, so all right. So talk about who is Snow Paw. What we talking about here, and I'm gonna just leave it on this beautiful page. Wonderful panel work and coloring, everything. Rock said we're gonna talk about how you found this team.
Right on. Yeah. So Snowpaw is Nightwolf's mentor in his series, and that's during the modern times. And this series is about Snowpaw's origin story 200 years in the past. So again, 19th century Scotland, and this is her family on their farm before she discovers her werewolf lineage.
So
And
it's a lineage.
yes,
Okay,
so
just go ahead.
they are born werewolves, but this breed
Ah,
of werewolf, it's kind of like a recessive gene. So they all have, like, this family has it all in their blood. It's just none of them know that it's there. They've never changed. It's very rare that it actually comes out. And once the werewolf it turns 18 during a fit
yeah,
of rage or some kind of agitation, the gene then activates.
activates. Awesome. Watch out, man. I know a lot of Puerto Rican friends over here that probably would have been activated a long time ago. Hotheads, boy. Um. Okay, so so this is the mentor tonight. If you went into the past, so why this story?
So, for me, I've always been a fan of like Scottish and Irish characters in comics. Chris Claremont was a very heavy influence while reading his X-Men titles, and I loved how he wrote characters like Wolfsbane and Moira MacTaggart, and just being and I wanted to do something like that. So that's how her character became prominent in the Nightwolf series, and she had been such a fan favorite of the Wolfpack as well as my own. that I when I was asking my audience what title would they like me to put out next after Nightwolf. And so I have 3 other titles that I have on my website that aren't released yet that I'm working towards. So I put those 3 and Snowpaw in, like a questionnaire, and she, won, was the top, so everybody was like, hey, I want to see an origin story. I'm like, all right,
Nice.
do that. So, I had basically, it was kind of like Rogue One from Star Wars, how it was basically a conversation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like in Nightwolf, her origin story was a brief conversation. And that's kind of like where I was like, all right, well, this is where it's established. Well, let's take it back there. And then blew it up. So, again, being in 19th century Scotland to today, gives me 200 years to play with. So I have so much time that I could, open up my universe with her story, moving forward until.
Oh yeah, yo, jeez. Oh yeah, 200 years of time. Jeez, I can't imagine what's gonna be cooking up in that.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of heartache. There's gonna be a lot of learning. There's gonna be, because you don't get to be a mentor, a wise mentor, like overnight, right? So you got to watch that journey. So this is a journey of how she becomes a mentor.
Yeah, and look at this panel usage here. Verbiage. Talk about this team that helped put together this beautiful book. Oh man, I love the coloring too, man.
Oh yeah. So the team is so Mog Park. She is the illustrator of the book. She worked on Game of Thrones for their they're in their art doing like for their DVD matter, their like concept art and stuff like that.
Cool.
So I was very lucky to get her involved in this book, and and I was able to meet her. She was actually had bought some of my comics off of an online sales guy that I was doing, Henri campaign. He was doing like a live signing, and so basically I had signed the books, mailed them to him, and he was selling them on his show, and I had come on as a guest to talk about the book while we were selling it. And she had been watching and bought off of him. So she had to come to me, though, to get the rest of the issues that he didn't have. So that's how we got connected. And I asked her, I said, hey, well, you like werewolves. You clearly like my stuff. Would you be interested in working with me with my spinoff series that I'm working on? And she said, yeah.
Oh, nice. How did you even feel?
Oh, my God. Because I had been watching her for a while, her art style and her like cover art that she's been doing. And she was getting... And this happened to be the first sequential book that she had ever worked on. Like she only had done covers up until this point. So this is her first sequential issue that she actually did all the pages.
Wow.
And then, so, I mean, she did an amazing job. Her and I worked well together, and we, were able to kind of like talk and get, a little back and forth until we got to the pages the way we wanted them to. And then with the colors, as you were mentioning, is by Bruna Costa. She's a Brazilian, and she is very talented. Matter of fact, she is now up for a Ringo nominee for this book. So in
Saludos, Bruna.
And so at the Baltimore Comic-Con, hopefully she'll be a winner.
Oh man, well she should win. Look at this. It is beautiful, and I love this page here too. Powerful, and you can just tell, the way that
that deer's like, oh shit.
Yeah, exactly. Damn, I'm done. It was caught so
wanted to show, her animal instincts before she knew she was a werewolf. I wanted to show that she's not your average girl.
And you can tell right here, just in this very image, like what average girl is born with 2 different color eyes?
Right?
That's some wolf shit right there already.
Yeah, exactly. And she's, she's got that killer instinct to be able to sneak in the grass.
But her eyes are always like that, though. Correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So how come her family hasn't even said anything? Or do we get into this?
I think they just are like, I could probably do a flashback, in the future issues, but I think at this point she's 18.
But I would find this strange. I have a fucking kid with 2 different color eyes. I don't know what the hell's going on here. Is it mine or not? Did something happen here?
Well, but her parents have one parent has green, the other parent has blue. So they just maybe thought, oh well, maybe it's just a mixture of the two. But I'm sure, like I said,
That
I
would
can
not
always
work in Maury Povich court.
yeah, right, yeah. So yeah, I mean, there are some odd quirks about her that I'm sure that I can do in flashbacks. But at this point, she's 18. There's no reason to question it, right?
Gotcha.
She's been that way for 18 years.
She lived it already.
Exactly. So like, and then like when you flash back to like when she goes back to the house with the deer, she's got it on her shoulders.
Yeah.
And so like, what girl at age 18 could carry a deer on their shoulders? I mean, what man can do that really?
I can't do that shit. That's for sure.
So like,
And
but I think her parents, being because they have this
oh, dude.
gene, so they're just think that they're strong farm people, right?
Right.
So
That's the farmer boy
they're like,
swing.
oh, she's being her again,
Too funny. Yeah, she's gangster though. I like her attitude. She's feisty. I
hmm
mean, disrespectful to her papa. Not that that's nice, but but just to
right.
show that she ain't taking crap from anyone.
But they
You
also
know.
have that. They also have that tender moment in the book where
Oh,
they kind of
absolutely.
reconcile a little bit.
Well, again, the story's it's fucked up the way that things go down, and damn. I mean, I'm a father of a daughter. I would never, you know, do no shit like that, yo. You know what I mean?
But yeah, you
Uh,
also have to think about the time frame too. You
no,
know.
but bro, I'll figure out what's this coke stuff everybody's talking about. I'll be the first old timey coke dealer and shit. I ain't gonna do something. I ain't gonna do what they did there.
Mm,
But again, it was funny, and how the story moves. She's kind of impressed anyway, based on
mhm,
her circumstances, regardless. And and then we meet another set of characters, if you will,
mhm,
and even they feel okay, something's off here, and this is why this person feels that.
mhm.
So can we talk about this whole cast of characters, like who's the villain and what's going on, and really who is she very that much special of some rare tribe or some shit? What's going on?
So, yeah. So the
What
villains.
can you tell us?
Yeah. So the villains in this, so are basically they're members of a dark covenant, which is a conglomerate of evil supernatural creatures. This particular dark covenant, and they're all over in different regions of the world. And they each have like a head of that region.
Okay.
And in this series, the head of the region is a werewolf who is a member of this outcast breed. So that again, it's very rare for these this breed to kind of like come out. So
Okay.
they have a sense about each other. And when they do come out and they do exist, it's usually whether they're polar opposites. Usually they're like the really evil or they're not. They're the pure
Okay.
good. So like the pure werewolves are known as purebreds, and
Okay.
the evil are known as mongrels, and they basically war with each other for the most part. So that's why like they're cure like when they both sense. So like when the good werewolf and is in the bushes with the werelion, he senses
Yeah.
it. The in like the engagement party, the villain is there. You just don't know who it is, and
Ah.
so he senses it too. And they're
Okay.
both curious as to what side she leans because
Ah.
so
So that they can't tell,
they
even though
cannot know.
the
They cannot tell which way she goes until like
okay.
the actual. But then also there's I'm not going to give away the end of the book, but but at this particular issue, once the villain catches up with her, she it's apparent that she's a purebred, which he takes delight in the thought of breaking her spirit.
Oh, he like the devil in his mother.
Oh yeah, he's so like if you think about like types of characters. He's kind of like if you would give Scar from Lion King Mufasa's strength. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
he's very like he could be like he's the big bad, but also with brains, and he's very very elegant about things as well as
Is
he's got
that
the
him right
evil.
here?
Yeah, that's him.
Look at this. Look at this guy.
Mhm.
Folks, look at this mother. What a pose. That's some boss level shit right there. He's like, yo, yo. I love it. Beautiful art. My God. And that's from issue one. Now, when we get to issue two, again, look at this. My gosh, a little sneak peek into what's popping, folks. Look at this. Who are these guys? Or do they even matter?
So this is basically a prelude into
Okay.
the issue. It's introducing a new villain. So it takes place. So this is actually a, an English researcher who actually did exist. He's the one who discovered the zombie ant like fungus.
Oh, what?
Yeah, so this is actually him discovering the zombie ant fungus. But in the series, the zombie ant fungus is kind of like a hive mind zombie connection to this villain that I've created named
Okay.
Decayan. And so he is trapped in the Amazon. So he's like he's in my series. There's these beings called Celestials. They're that's kind of like what the angels and demons are, but there's also what I call the mythic Celestials,
Okay.
and they're like who pose as the pagan gods, like the Norse, Greek, and Roman gods.
Okay.
Um, his mother, he's kind of like a demigod, if you will. That and his mother is like kind of like Mother Nature, if you will, and his father
Okay.
is the god of war, in a sense. So that he is basically just this plant chaotic creature that basically is just a decaying fungus monster, and he wants to just basically destroy everything, and his mother had him trapped there for centuries until these gents decided to desecrate his prison, and now
Oh.
he's unleashed.
Oh, damn. Apparently, there he goes getting these guys high or doing whatever he's doing there.
So he's spreading his zombie fungus spores, if you will. So
Oh,
he,
the
like I said, he
fungus.
creates a hive mind of zombies through this
Okay.
fungi.
Oh, you're sick, bro. You're sick, bro. You're sicko. And look at this, folks. Look at the beauty of how these werewolves look. Oh my God. Your artist does an amazing job, bro.
No, yeah, Bruna and Mog, they do an amazing job, and I'm so happy to have them as part of my team. And my letter, Dave Lentz, he does the letterings for the book, and he does an amazing job as well.
Absolutely. He knows how to respect the art. You see, keeping the verbiage not on the image, but let you respect the image and it's coming from the image. I mean, this shit is crazy right here, bro. What the hell is this?
That's
What the
Nutley.
hell?
It's a Scottish demon that comes from out of like a Nordic mythology.
And it's skinless like that, yo. What the
Yeah,
fuck?
yeah. Matter of fact, yeah,
That's
it's
some
it's
Hellraiser shit.
and
That's
he's spewing
freaky.
a poisonous vapor, so you don't want to breathe in.
And it appears to be coming from the back. So does he fart this out or something?
No, it's coming out of his head, but
Oh, okay.
he's like charging out of the woods there, so it's streaming behind him.
Gotcha. 'Cause I was about to say, man, some noxious gases for real,
I mean, it probably could come out at both ends. I'm sure.
huh?
Either way, I'm
And
sure
look
you
at
don't
this.
want to be there.
I don't think anybody does, especially if it hangs around like that. Um, and look at this, look at this. And there's a confrontation here. And this doesn't look like no wolf. Is
No,
this
that's a wereline.
what? What are we talking about here, bro? We
He's a
talking
yeah,
about Willis
he's a wereline. Yeah, he's
Wereline.
yeah
This is a real thing.
yeah, well, in my series he is.
Yeah. So, all right. So, what were things are there?
Oh, I mean, there's basically like if you think there's an animal in a specific region, there's a were version of it. These are like mythical creatures created by the Celestials. So they're magical
Gotcha.
creatures. They're all they have their own tribes, their own societies hidden within the world.
So
And
they chill though, the werewolves and the werelines. They chill.
depends on I mean, there's good and bad, just like there are anything else.
Oh, they got their own politics to deal with.
Exactly. That's
Cats and
exactly it.
dogs, right?
Yeah, and so with the though in this instance, the Viking werewolf there, he traveled to Africa and he freed this werelion, and the werelion, basically is one of those has those mentalities where like you freed me, now I have a debt owed to you, and I will follow you until that debt
Oh,
is settled.
But when it's a dead settle, all you gotta do is one favor, dude, and you're done, and it'll be gone. Not fucking
Well, it could be,
servitude.
yes, but they become friends. They become battle mates. You know, it's one of those things where like that's how it started, and then they become the best of friends, and they've been traveling
So,
together for
so
centuries.
basically, the wear line is like Silver Surfer and this other motherfucker Galactus. That's what it is. I see it now, bastard, leading other people to their death or creatures. I mean, and look at everybody's gonna love this. So let's start talking about these tiers before we go. Because right now, let's see where we at. Where we at? So, whoa, my God,
Woo!
you needed 10 racks. You got 12, son. Congratulations with
Thank you very much.
15 days to go. Amazing. 411, baby. Look at that. What a number. I'm giving you the deets right now. The details, yo. 411 is you gotta back this up because right now be 412. Let's get it done. Let's get it done while we're watching the show. All right. So you could definitely pledge $10 without a reward, just because you got money like that, you're gonna make it rain on creators just out of love and support, not needing nothing back. But if you need something, if you want something in your life, right there, $5, right? You get a digital edition, the name and the website wall, and an unlocked digital bonus reward. Ooh, a tease.
Oh yeah. Well, there's all kind. Yeah. So as the milestones unlock, a lot of freebies get unlocked. So right now we've got 6 unlocked freebies hanging out
Ooh,
there.
6. Got $8. You get 1 and 2 digi, the name on the wall, and some rewards. 15. Well, you get a print book from number 2. How nice is that? And free shipping if you're in the US. Look at that. What a generous man. Giving us some free shipping. Hopefully it gets here. Christmas around the corner and these motherfuckers are stealing packages. Do not steal this book because then my like inside will come out. Eh, I'll be a mongrel. I'm gonna eat your ass. Um, $20, you get another different cover. So talk about these covers. These are the covers for number 2, folks, as you've been seeing in this GIF. Look at that. Dope, yo. How did you even build this team? How did you get them to jump? Oh, nice.
Yeah. So
I love this.
I love working with different artists for the different covers. That was kind of something that I did with Nightwolf, and it kind of transcended over here as well. And basically, when I see an artist in a style that I like, I go, "Hey, would you be interested?" And I haven't had anybody turn me down yet.
Nice.
But yeah,
Man,
anybody, especially if you're good at drawing werewolves, I mean, you're definitely a shoe in.
there you go. That's all you need to do, folks. Look, $24. You got a catch-up pack. You get number 1 printed, number 2 printed. Then that way you don't gotta mess them up with your nasty little fingerprints. You get the digital editions as well in this package. Your name on the wall. Get some bonuses, and again, free shipping if you're in the US. Hey, can't get any better than that, folks. Look at this shit. You got 25. You got the Caitlin Smith cover, same as above, as I said earlier. I mean, homie, killing it. You got the full Snow Paw digital experience, which also includes the volume 1 of Nightwolf and number 5 and 6. Oh, damn, bro. What? That's a hookup for 29.
And what's nice is that volume 1 collects the first 4 issues plus 16 additional story pages, and one of those additional story pages comes from it actually has a big feature of Snowpaw fighting a giant monster.
Although I don't think he meant camises, but I think he meant comics. But he says he really loves the art that we're showing.
Thank you.
All
But yeah,
right, so
yeah. So I mean, there's 152 pages in that volume 1.
wow, what for $29, son? $29, you actually buy a graphic novel nowadays for that one price. See, you're getting a lot more. A bargain, folks. $30. You know what I mean? Look, you get the Snowpaw variant, a digi, the name of the wall, all the unlocked bonus rewards. My gosh. Then you got 34, you got 35, you're getting covers, yo. You know what I mean? Variant cover catch up on this one too. 1, 2 variant covers Megan. F also Catherine Lobo, which I've interviewed before. Awesome. Then you got Carola Borelli.
Yeah, she's a great Italian artist.
Yeah, man, great Italian name, Carola Borelli. It just rolls over the tongue. Love it. I love the name. Rio Burton, right there, covers. You got limited variant cover catch up as well, folks. So for you speculators out there, that this is the next big thing. There's gonna be a cartoon or movie real soon. You got the $54 package. You got some variants. You got some digis. All the unlocks. I mean, the offers don't stop here. It's all what you yo. And smart man over here for $1.15. You shops. The local comic shops. You better jump all over this, baby. But look at this. $1.15. You get 10 Snow Paw, number 1, 5 Snow Paw, number 1 print sketch covers, 10 Snow Paw, number 2 print standard, 5 prints. My gosh, you're getting what 30 books right here, son. $1.15. And I know your rates at the LCS. You know what I mean? You guys gotta live, so you're gonna make money on this motherfucker if I did the math right. Ain't no way you can't make some money.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's 50% off those books right there. I mean, that's wholesale 50% off, so they can, resell those for double what they're paying.
Of course. So there you go, folks. Come on, LCS. That's a beautiful pack support independent comics. I mean, I love when they do this. Print collection for us fans, all types of prints and variants. You know what I mean? Name on the wall. Any of these copies are going to be autographed, homie, by you.
Yeah.
You have that option.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, all right. He gives you the full experience as well. Look at that. I mean, you can't go wrong here, folks. Make it rain. Damn. Another retailer pack. Look at this one for $2, folks, basically. $1.99. Not $1.99, $1.99. Check it. You get 5, 10, 15, 20, 30. Jesus Christ, you get a whole bunch of awesome covers, issues, volumes. I mean, you can't go wrong here. Again, supporting indie support. How many retailers are you at right now, Lone Wolf Comics? That's what I'm talking to right now.
Mostly a handful. It's not. I'm not distributed through Diamond, so it's a lot of they come through me or through the Kickstarters.
But you got more than Diamond nowadays, baby. So let's get it done. You got way more options because this definitely deserves, especially at the rate you're going. I mean, you have product, so let's get it done and out there. You got to hook up, man. Let's manifest. You're gonna get a distributor that's gonna rock out for you, right? Look at the Omega member. What? Omega tier. Wherepa? You getting hoodies and t-shirts and caps, son. You getting hard enamel pins. That's $225. Jeez. Yep. What do you got? Are you gonna tease us? Okay, wait a minute. Look at that tease right there. Epa, what? Look how dope that cap looks right there, son.
See?
You got any of the other goodies right there that you can show us?
I got so I have the enamel pin.
Ooh, oh, that looks nice, yo. What? Ooh, double pin, folks. That ain't falling off anytime soon.
2 inches.
2 inches, wow.
That's 2 inch wide, yep.
That would look nice on a lapel when you wear your suit, and you're geek or dwarf. Yeah. What?
Yeah, we got all kinds of great stuff.
See, that's the stuff that they're doing, folks. You know what I mean? And again, support this wonderful campaign. Look, it's right there at the bottom. He made it easy for y'all. Because it was a whole mess with the Kickstarter, the longest thing you've ever seen in your life. But all you got to do here, really easy, is go to lonewolfcomics.com/snowpaw. Take you directly to this amazing campaign. And just pick the tier you want. Make it rain. It's independent comics, baby, at their best. Trust you me, especially if you. There's perfect timing. Come on, it's Halloween. We got some wolf stories right here. Not that they're necessarily horror, but they could be horrific. We got some stuff here.
Oh yeah.
Look at me. You even got tears almost reaching a rack, son. Oh my God.
Mystery box. Boo.
Oh, what is that?
That would be the mystery box. Is one of the tiers. So you get basically you'll get all of the Snow Paw variants, and as well as a mystery CGC and some other merch.
A mystery CGC?
Yes, sir.
Oh, snap, folks! You hear this? I know you guys that collect, are salivating right now. Look at me. Yeah, you can even be drawn in. Look at this. Jesus.
Yes, we have another collector's box too. That's a little bit bigger.
Oh.
In fact, let me put the two up side by side. So you see, they're one bigger than the other, and
yeah, that's what she said.
Yeah. So the Lone Wolf Comics mystery box has mystery copies of Snow Paw, mystery copies of Night Wolf 1 through 6, of mystery CGC. It has a mystery hat, mystery hoodie, mystery T-shirt.
Really?
Mystery face mask. So we also have we have a Snow Paw and a Night Wolf.
Oh, dope! Check that out.
We also have it's a mystery. We got Legos, like little mini figures.
No, you don't. No, you don't, man. Oh snap, yo, folks, you see this? For you Lego enthusiasts, holy shit, look at this. So cool. How'd you feel when those got into your hands? You must have
Oh
been.
man, I was because my boys were younger when I got the first one, and I was like, "Hey, this is this is Daddy's character," and then my boys were like, "Oh, that's so awesome!" So
Ah,
it was like it was a really cool feeling. So
man,
yeah,
do you play with them at night? Be real, bro.
I
In
wouldn't,
this.
I play with my kids whenever they have them, but not by myself.
Ah,
I'm usually too busy trying to make the books.
homie goes at night there to let steam off. He starts, playing with them. Okay, this is
Pew,
the
pew,
scene
pew.
here. Awesome, man. I love it. I love it, man. See, this is somebody that cares. I mean, you can even be drawn into the book for 12.49 here, folks. Get drawn in. And not just that, you get the is it the alpha member pack? You get that CGC like he
Yeah,
said,
you
you getting
basically
some awesome
you
stuff.
get all of
Oh
the
my
stuff
god.
that previously offered, plus
Everything.
you get drawn in.
Everything. Folks, make it rain. This is again independent comics at their best. Wonderful campaign. Let me do a quick refresh because this is the 411 we're giving you. So let's see. Did it move beyond 411? Did it do it? No, not yet. Folks, you better make it happen. Stop it. All right. So, bro, so after this, how many more issues we got to snowpaw within this series?
So again, I have a 4-issue contract with Mog. But I think we both enjoy work on the series, and everybody's enjoying the books. So I think I'm gonna have to keep going.
Hey, awesome, awesome, awesome. And what's next for Lone Wolf outside of Snowpaw?
So we have Nightwolf issue 7 in the works with my other artist Carlos Herrera and Gat Melvin. So that's in the works. I'm also working on some other physical stuff, like a plushie and some 3D printout
Awesome.
figurines. We also, so after, between Snowpaw and Nightwolf, the next title I think that we're going to be getting into is going to be what my Crimson Dawn character. So that'll be coming down the pipe.
Uh-oh. 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 Tease Crimson Dawn, folks. Do you want to tease any further or the name was enough at this
I think,
time?
well, let's see. Maybe I'll do a little, because all my other titles make a little sneak peek in the Nightwolf issue 2. So I could probably throw that out there a little bit, just a panel from that, give you a little idea.
Uh-oh. Folks, we're getting an exclusive tease right here. Let
So
me get oh, cool. What the hell? All right. What's going on there? All right. All right. All right. Uh-oh. Folks, watch out. Lone Wolf coming for you, son. For real. This is awesome. So, are you gonna make any con appearances?
I've been yes, I do make con appearances. My last one was a couple weeks ago at the Cincinnati Comic Expo. I don't have any lined up until February, and then my next one is in Chattanooga, Tennessee. It's called NugaCon, and then after that, I believe Cleveland, Ohio, at the Fan Expo there, and then I always do Still City Con in Pittsburgh, and then I think the next one I plan on booking more, but the next one after that is not till like the following November in Akron, Ohio.
Okay, there you go, folks. Stay tuned, because you know where you can stay tuned? Really simple. Check out the website, lonewolfcomics.com. You can find out probably where he at, but most importantly, you can buy this stuff. Buy all these books right there, lonewolfcomics.com. Truly independent publisher kicking ass, taking names, baby. All right. So before we go, two last things. This is the first. I want to say thank you. Thank you as a fan to a creator for stepping out there, not being afraid to put your stories and share with us and entertain us. So thank you very much for doing that. I appreciate you and
Thank you.
your whole team because you guys created a beautiful book here in Snowpaw. I'm really digging it. Can't wait to finish up after the after the interview and then do my errands because I cannot leave this place until I finish reading the book. To be honest, all
Fair
right.
enough.
All right. So this is
Thank
what
you.
you do, folks. I need you to follow Lone Wolf Comics on Twitter, Instagram, and Meta. All right. Also, again, the website. And if you want to support the project, not if you want to, you will support this project. This is awesomeness. All right. Go to wolfcomics.com/snowpaw. And now the last question is, what type of advice would you give to anyone trying to step into the game nowadays?
Yeah, I definitely say find a solid team to work with. You want to put out something that you as a fan would appreciate having. Make sure you get a great team, easy to work with, and it comes easy when you have a great team. And then just don't be afraid to keep pounding, man. If you fail once, don't let that stop you. Just look at how me. I failed Kickstarter back in 2016, and here I am.
Yep. Now multiple successes in the campaign. Wonderful. Kudos to you. You know what I mean? It's amazing. And again, folks, one last time, follow him on Twitter, Instagram, and Meta, aka Facebook, for you guys not used to it, at lonewolfcomics.com. Homie says that's real talk. Based on your advice, get it, right? Of course, the website for all things Lone Wolf is lonewolfcomics.com. And this particular campaign we spoke about today, Snow Paw, again, please visit lonewolfcomics.com/Snow Paw. All the links are at the bottom. Please feel free to just click away and show the love. And with that, I'm Al Mega with the amazing Rob Multari. You've been listening to another Comic Crusaders podcast. Hasta la próxima, mi gente. ¡Huepa! Thank you for listening to the Comic Crusaders podcast. If you like the content, please subscribe and turn on notifications. Also, please visit comiccrusaders.com and our extended podcast family over at undercovercapes.com. And also make sure to download the Comic Crusaders app on the Google Play Store today.